For the year of 2022 being such a remarkable time for the horror genre, truly one of the best years for horror in a very long time, it is completely understandable how this film may have went under the radar, but I am ashamed that I slept on this for as long as I did. What is going on, my horror fans and friends? It is your boy Woodsboro Fanatic, and we are back with day 20 of my horror movie challenge, watching and reviewing a film I have never seen before. Today's film is Watcher, a 2022 horror thriller directed by Chloe Okuno and starring the lovely Maika Monroe. And again, I don't know why I slept on this film for so long. This truthfully is one of the best horror films I've seen this decade of the 2020s. I wasn't expecting much going into this. I expected a good performance from Maika Monroe, but truthfully, that was about it. This caught me off guard in the best way possible. This film follows Maika Monroe, who is a young actress that moves to Rome with her boyfriend. She is completely unfamiliar to the territory, doesn't even speak their language, and she begins to notice that every night across the street in the apartment complex, there's someone in their window watching her. That's all I'll say. Now, it's nothing new in terms of its plot. This is a premise we've seen before in terms of stalker thrillers, but what makes this so striking, so good, is the execution and the direction of Chloe Okuno. Nothing short of impressive. And if I'm not mistaken, this was her directorial debut. I cannot wait to see what is in store for her career, because this was truly remarkable. In my opinion, this truly is a masterfully crafted horror movie. It oozes in tension and suspense, and as an audience, you are completely engulfed in the emotions, the paranoia, the anxiety, the isolation that our main character is going through. And the way this film is able to captivate you as an audience is due to many elements, really. You have excellent lighting choices and framing. Lighting, particular in the sequences that take place at night, where she sees herself being stalked, or she's trying to figure out who this person is, and all she can see is a silhouette. The choices of shots are amazing. There's a lot of wide shots that make you focus on everything that's in this environment, not just the character. But with this situation, it feels like there's always somebody lurking. And again, this really just hones in on that isolation and that anxiety that comes with all this fear and the situation at hand. And another key element of this film that makes it a must-watch is just the brilliant performance from Maika Monroe. She may be my favorite working actress in the horror genre today. This is easily, in my opinion, her best performance. This is my favorite performance of her. So compelling. Just a very polarizing performance from her. She excels to the highest stratosphere at using facial expressions to convey emotion. I think that is her greatest gift as an actress, to be able to say a million things without actually saying a word at all. That truly takes talent, and it is on full display throughout this film. She's a talent where at this point, if I know she is attached to a project, if I know she's going to be in a movie, it's a must watch for me. I'm there on day one. Like, she is truly phenomenal in every sense of the word. This is also very well written from a thematic standpoint. There are multiple themes that are touched on throughout this film that I don't really want to dive into, because I feel like that'll be getting in spoiler territory. But the commentary on these specific themes, I felt, came natural. There was a natural progression in exploring those themes, and it just didn't feel like it was force-fed to us as an audience, which I can always appreciate. And because of certain themes throughout this film that are definitely prevalent, this is a movie that I feel women will definitely gravitate towards. One that I think women will find a lot of relatability with, for sure. This movie does have a short runtime, clocks in at a little bit over an hour and a half, but it feels much longer due to its pacing. But I mean that in the best way possible, because they are looking to, place emphasis on the atmosphere and the isolation, and that takes time. That takes much more slower of a pace. So maybe not for everybody, but again, there's just so much tension filled throughout this film that I find it hard to believe you wouldn't enjoy this. The director forces you to sit with multiple shots throughout this film, which really places emphasis on the atmosphere and emotion and tone in that particular moment, which does nothing but create even more suspense and tension. I thought the ending of this film was executed to perfection, which was an extremely pleasing experience because that's not something I can say for most films. I found it to be tragically shocking, yet extremely vindicating considering the circumstances of that final act. That final shot has so much to say without actually saying a word at all. And for it to end on a note like that, I thought was extremely powerful. So overall, guys, this is a film that I would recommend to absolutely everyone. This is a must watch in my opinion. Again, this is one of the best films from 2022. This is one of the best films of this decade so far in my opinion. If nothing else, watch it for the performance of Maika Monroe because it's truly brilliant. I think people who are just real fans of the production and the behind the scenes that go on in terms of making movies, there's going to be so much to appreciate about this. I gave this 9.5 out of 10 stars, or 9.5 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely go watch this.